Many of you are very talented, but if you really want to wow me today, you're going to have to show something extra. Little thing I've coined heart.
I think his mom drank when she was pregnant or something.
Attaboy, JD. Hustle, hustle.
I believe in you, JD. Don't listen to those motherfuckers.
I know your heart's on the football field, but I need your head in history class, Mr. Vance.
Yes, Vance, yes.
That stupid freak will never make the team. He's a loser.
Fuck you, Gavin. You and your dad are both gay.
Damn it, Vance, I wish I had 100 of you. If only you could get those godforsaken test scores up.
If you ask a hot chick to prom, I'll give you a C because history smiles upon the bold.
Asking me for my permission to ask my daughter to prom is a really classy move.
Vance past history. Now let's go beat the shit out of the Soros High Goblins.
Yo, it's Vance. Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big cheer. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, wear tie up tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight, walk, folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, exec or the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. Vance, with this my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Thursday. A lot going on right now. And we're going to go ahead and pull this up because there's several stories going on right now. We have an active shooter situation at a Michigan synagogue. I believe the latest reports are that the active shooter is dead. We'll get into that. We also have other situations going on around the country. Things are kind of crazy right now. So just going ahead and letting you all know that there's a lot of news going on. Elite Goose Plus One says Jeremy's smoke alarm battery fund. Stormbreakers is all hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump. Mar Millen with the pre-stream grift text. Almost didn't make it. Darth Manic says, I'm finishing the first stream from yesterday, and I have one more stream to go. Delay this one until I catch up. I didn't see this till now. Okay, guys, we're going to have to delay this stream for Darth Manic. So I'm going to end the stream now, and then we'll come back, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours from now, give Darth Manic time to catch up with the other streams, if that's okay with all of you. Stormbreaker says, can't wait for MegaCon. All the water is on me, bro. Let's go. Joe C says, Trump announced that we'll start selling oil to the world if none of it can come out of the Middle East, making a lot of money for the USA. I love my president, as do I. President Trump is the GOAT. Little Jim Salo says, did you see the It's Ma'am clip yet? I didn't, because I ran so late last night, and then I was watching One Piece directly after. A boy named Blue says, I'm supposed to be studying, Jeremy. I know where my priorities lie, so you better make it a good one. The pressure is on. Got you on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over some of the news right now that we are seeing. We got several stories right now. Several things are going on. Let's catch up on this one right now. This is the live feed from Fox News.
You want to do before you start giving press conferences is to at least feel that the immediate threat is mitigated and that we've segued into the investigation portion of this. Look, there's a lot of threats that come out of that area. Anybody who's worked this side of the street knows that. So what they're also going to be doing, I can guarantee you, and it's one of the reasons I'm sure why everybody is so spun up is, I hate to use the cliche, they're going to look at the usual suspects, and they're going to look to see, is this so-and-so who we are aware of, who never crossed the line previously, but might have in this instance.
You know, the fact that there was some sort of vehicle attack here, that a vehicle reportedly drove into the building. We see.
Yes, so there are reports that there was an active shooter and a car drove into a Michigan synagogue. That is what the reports are. Still getting a lot of that information, and reportedly the active shooter is dead. Last I heard, there's no confirmed casualties. With that said, you know, we're still waiting. So right now, no confirmed casualties at this time. It's too early to connect this to terrorism. That's what the quote is. Everyone has been moved out of the school per sheriff. So that was as of 15 minutes ago. Not only that, but there's hang on, I'm trying to find it. There's also a situation in Virginia. A gunman is dead after opening fire at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. Police responded very quickly, resulting in only 2 people injured by the shooter. The extent of their injuries is unknown. So that is in Virginia, an active shooter, and also this situation in Michigan. So we've got multiple situations right now. Here we go.
And this is Old Dominion, this is in Virginia. And this is Old Dominion University. Police cars there you can see gathered. A gunman is dead after injuring 2 people at Old Dominion University, according to officials there at the school. A gunman opened fire in Constant Hall at about 10:50 a.m. East Coast time. And officials are saying 2 people were hurt as a result. We do not know what their conditions medically are right now. This is all the information we're getting in right now. And you're looking again, this is live from Virginia, Old Dominion University, and the cordon of police officers, that perimeter that has been put up. And I want to go now and focus James Gagliano, retired FBI supervisory special agent and a Fox News contributor. Good to see you today. We don't have a lot of detail on this, but I want to know your first quick thoughts. That's a big.
So he's just going to be speculating right there. So we'll go back over to this. We also have a situation in Michigan where the shooter is believed to be dead.
Just one shooter, and that there isn't another person that they need to be looking for right now. At this point, the sheriff said that it doesn't appear to be any injuries other than potentially the shooter, but he also noted it's very early on to say definitively if that's going to remain the case. There's going to be a reunification at the Jewish Community Center nearby for parents to pick up their kids, he said. So there may actually have been some children present at the synagogue today, after all, despite the temple's calendar not listing any school or classes being in session. And as you mentioned, he said it is too early to connect to terrorism. Also interesting to note that he said quote, "We've been talking for 2 weeks about the potential of this happening, sadly, so there was no lack of preparation." He also said that there's going to be a increased police presence at all houses of worship in the area until they get this figured out. Schools in the area.
Somebody in the chat says suspect was reportedly 27 years old and the churches had about 50 people inside at the time. That is from somebody in the chat, Van Tesla.
You know, Garrett, when you consider that this synagogue has got 12,000 members, the fact that there was almost no one in the building at the time really is quite remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. The timing of this is notable, given how active this synagogue's calendar is on an almost daily basis. That this easily could have been much worse than it appears to be at this point, according to the Oakland County Sheriff, where there could have been easily dozens, if not hundreds, of individuals there. If this had taken place just a few hours later in the day, there's a food bank drive that's scheduled to happen. There's also several physical fitness activities that are going to be taking place there. So there was scheduled to be much larger crowds there later on in the day. If this had happened then Oakland County Sheriff would be much more hard-pressed to be able to say that. But again, early on at this point to say definitively whether or not that's going to hold, but at this point at least, thankfully, they say it appears no one other than the shooter appears to have been injured.
Goodness gracious. Garrett Tenney with the latest details. John, as we were watching, you saw that the camera was zoomed in on the building across the street from where the camera's obviously on stilts there. There was a bunch of parents walking in holding really small children. As we know, this was an early childhood education center that...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the mosques are safe. It's interesting how I constantly hear that Jews are the worst people and Israel is destroying America, yet I never hear about, and I'm not saying that they should be, but I never hear about mosques being attacked in America, but there always are Jewish establishments being attacked in America. It's almost like the people that are claiming that Israel is paying people are being paid by foreign countries to create false narratives. I don't know. Crazy. I know. Crazy. I mean, maybe that's my $7,000 talking. Maybe using common sense is not something we should do. Maybe I should just believe what people on the internet tell me. Maybe I should just believe that. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's just believe what the people on the internet are saying, because there's no way to use common sense and apply this. No. That's not allowed on the internet. Not allowed on the internet. Anyway, let's continue on to see what this update is.
Predicted what could have been an absolutely horrific loss of life. At that church, Cross Point Community Church, again, 25 miles away, had just finished a week of church Bible school, and the kids were, there's a packed congregation. Children were in there, giving their sort of presentation for what they had learned during the week, when a deranged gunman showed up outside, heavily armed with a shoulder weapon, and luckily, quick thinking.
Says all this while watching Fox News. Why don't you tell me what is the trusted news establishment to get the information that I should watch? I'll wait. Tell me the trusted news establishment that I should be watching. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell me what channel should I pull up right now so we can get the trusted news source. Oh, ABC? MS Now? Al Jazeera. Yeah. Let me pull up Al Jazeera. Let's get that Al Jazeera feed. And for the record, I don't like Fox News any more than the rest of them, but it's the lesser of the evils is about the best way you can basically approach that. And they don't copyright claim you. So at least from my experience, they don't. I've been hit by other mainstream outlets. What was that one? Was that an NBC one that struck me? Gave me a strike on the channel and I had to fight it. So, yeah. Review Tech USA. Yeah, let me pull up Review Tech USA so I can make the people that don't like Fox News work. Or maybe I can pull up, what is it? Midas Touch? Is that the, yeah, let's pull that channel up. Or maybe we can listen to, who's that lawyer? Legal Eagle. Let's just pull Legal Eagle up so we can get some trusted news sources out there. That'll work.
Now they're trying to eliminate concern that there was anyone else involved. Rob, what is that search like right now?
Well, right now, you obviously have every law.
Yeah, agenda-free TV. Yeah, it says agenda-free TV, guys. There's no way Steve Lookner would ban you for saying pro-Trump stuff in his chat. There's no way. I mean, it's agenda-free TV. So, I mean, that's the name of the channel. So, I mean, he wouldn't ban you in the chat for just saying like Trump 2028. No way. Nah, no way. Let's see here. We've got Zero says, will Guthrie's kidnapper be at MegaCon? You know, I think that they were working on that, but CPAC is going to have Breaking Guthrie's kidnapper there, speaking along with Steve Bannon and many other Epstein friends, apparently. So, yeah, negotiations, they just fell through at the last second. Ron says, oh, yeah, my stepmother teaches at ODU, and my cousin goes to ODU and had their shelter in the auditorium. Hopefully they're safe, man. Hopefully all is good. Defending Truth says, at this point, it could be Iran, and I wouldn't care. Marmillan says, Jeremy Grigstein, your $7,000 will soon be deposited into your account this afternoon. Keep up our Mossad-approved information. MIGA. See? So clearly I'm just paid. So all that common sense that I'm using, it's not really common sense. I'm just doing the work of Israel. Okay, if you're just tuning in really quickly, so we are dealing with a couple of situations around the country right now. We have a Michigan synagogue was attacked by an active shooter who is believed to be dead. At the most recent update we had, there are no confirmed fatalities, at least as of 20 minutes ago. And the shooters are believed to be dead. There's also a situation where I believe he was trying to ram his vehicle into the building. So we're getting details on that. We also have a gunman is dead after opening fire at Old Dominion University in Virginia. Police responded very quickly, resulting in only 2 people injured by the shooter. So those are the 2 situations we are currently following right now. Seems like a pretty crazy situation out there. Everybody be safe. Okay, here we go. Oakland County Sheriff confirms no injuries during active shooter at synagogue in Michigan.
Guys, can you say anything about any potential casualties, anyone hurt?
Nobody at the moment has been confirmed to be hurt, except potentially the shooter.
Any ties potentially to terrorism? With
That's still way early to talk about. We have no idea because we don't even know who the person is at the moment.
Has that person been neutralized?
We don't have that person in custody.
So they're still on the run.
It's a work in progress.
Hold on just a minute. All right, let's see what he's saying here. Okay, nobody at the moment has been confirmed to be hurt except potentially the shooter. Any ties to terrorism? That's still way too early to talk about. We have no idea because we don't know who the person is at the moment. Has the person been neutralized? We don't have that person in custody. So am I understanding this correctly that they hurt the shooter, but the shooter is not in custody? Am I understanding that correctly? Let's read through this one more time, okay? Oakland County Sheriff confirms no injuries during the active shooter at the synagogue in Michigan. When asked about potential terrorist ties, the sheriff said it's too early to know. The suspect is not, the suspect is not in custody. Okay. Can you say anything about potential casualties? Anyone hurt? Nobody at the moment has been confirmed to be hurt, except potentially the shooter. So the shooter apparently has been hurt. Any ties to terrorism? That's still way too early to talk about. We have no idea because we don't know who the person is at the moment. Has the person been neutralized? We don't have the person in custody. It's a work in progress. So that's why we're sheltering in place until we figure it out. It's a big facility with a lot of land around it. Yikes. Okay, so that's where we are on that. So let's go back to the live feed to see if there's any more information from them.
Going back to the Tree of Life attack, which took place in Pittsburgh in 2016.
All right, so they're just speculating on other things. So that's a wild situation right there. Mr. Bentham says it's literally agenda-free, Jeremy. I know. Dude, I remember the first time I started watching agenda-free TV, and I was like, if you're agenda-free, do you have to name yourself agenda-free? Do you have to name your, like, seems like you're trying to project a little bit with naming yourself agenda-free TV. But hey, what do I know? Ministry of Wrong Things says this CobraCast was promised to us $7,000 ago. Martin Millard says, I just realized that is like down the effing road from me. This one or the other one? Because there's multiple situations right now. Stormbreaker says, Jeremy, sad to see how crazy Megyn Kelly has gotten. Here's the thing about Megyn Kelly, okay? I don't really care how crazy she's gotten. She's still smoking hot. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what a woman's opinion is. She's still hot. So just watch her on mute. No disrespect to the ladies out there. Just saying, though. Just saying. All right. Let's see. Uranus Destroyer says, this wouldn't be happening if Kamala was president. Heavy D says, if not in custody, that means it's still active. Defending Truth says, the synagogue was closed and no kids were there. Daniel says, he's dead. Maybe he's not dead, though. You know? All right, hang on.
Security saw him, engaged him in gunfire. The scene, we're not getting any active stimulus at the moment. We have everything here that we need, including, medics and tactical gear. We're looking.
To his point, a massive police force on site. But you go back to the moments when that vehicle rammed through the building and he came out with a gun and that security was able to engage him in what sounds like almost immediate fashion, James. That made all the difference in the world, you have to assume.
Yeah, this has become the template. This has become the playbook for a lot of the modern terrorist attack now. And what do I mean by that? Well, they're using...
Jimbo199 says, hey, Jeremy, I got to jump on a Teams call. Can you pause the show for about 10 minutes? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Let's go ahead and pause the show for about 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So talk to you later. You thought I was serious, didn't you? You thought I was serious. Thank you, Jimbo. Appreciate it.
That an armed security guard or guards potentially engage this individual. But again, it goes back to the playbook. Go back to France. Go back to Belgium. Go back to the UK. There have been
so many trolls in the chat today. It's kind of crazy. So let me talk about this really quick because there is more going on. I'm going to keep my eye on these stories, multiple stories that we're following right now. But one thing that's been pretty funny today is that the White House has uploaded a new meme that has everybody pissed off once again. They are leaning into Wii Sports Resort, which makes me so happy. I love the music. I love this so much. So the White House put this out. Watch this glorious, glorious video right here. Dude, that music just hits home. That music just is so good. Holy what? Tag. It's out of the park. Down. Knockout. This is so good right here. And yeah, so people are really, really upset about this. And man, so I commented on the video right here. This is what I voted for. And almost all of the negative replies that I've seen are from people that are not from America. This guy right here, he says, you're still supporting a war criminal, PDF file protectors. That's wild. Well, guess what? This person is from, where's it at? Europe. Oh, man, look at that. Not even American, worrying about American politics. Almost every negative reply is from a foreign account. Best move Elon made was letting us see this. Jeremy, you're not going to deflect from the fact that you're still supporting this mess. Not only do I support it, I'm going to pull your tweets up on my next stream and monetize your stupidity. Keep talking. Every word you say is more money in my pocket. Then starts to lie. I've been watching G&G and your channel for years, being a fan. I even sent super chats. You think I care about you making money? Monetize whatever you want. It's just sad that you don't have a spine. Not only are you retarded, you're a bad liar. I talk about Trump all the time. The fact that you asked if I still support him proves that you don't watch anything of mine. Go away, foreigner. Go away. You are a bad liar. Nobody believes you. Jeremy, I watch you all the time. By the way, are you still supporting Trump? Shut the fuck up. And it's not just this account, but this is a common theme that I am seeing a lot lately. And I am so fucking happy that Elon gave us the ability. Now, just to be clear, like, I know a lot of people that are not from America that love Trump, okay? That the point being is that when you start to see a pattern of behavior, then you start to really go, what the hell is actually going on here? Now, before we didn't have the ability to tell if somebody was, just if he was bots from India or whatever. Now we get that ability right now. We have that ability thanks to Elon and pattern recognition. Exactly. So it's like, it's just, there's a reason that there are certain neighborhoods that I won't go to without locking my doors. Pattern recognition. This is just common sense, okay? And so you start seeing pattern recognition over and over again, and it starts to make a lot of sense that seems like there's a lot of foreign bots trying to push narratives. What up, Yellow Flash? Is when can we filter them? I know, because I'll be honest, I have muted the fuck out of so many accounts, and I will continue to do just that, muting all day long. And so let's see here. Marmilla says 10-minute pause with APL and Michigan one I'm near. This is effing wild. I'm learning it from you, for fuck's sake. We are in a fucked up world, okay? We are in a fucked up world where you're learning breaking news from me, but I appreciate it. And be safe out there, brother. Let's see. Crypto the Dog says, I have yet to see a Jew or Israeli deface, loot, or burn anything in the U.S. I have, however, seen the other side do it constantly, just saying. Well, again, that's another thing, too. Like, I'm constantly told by the internet that I'm supposed to hate Israel and I'm supposed to hate Jews. And I'm like, why? They're like, well, because there's all this stuff that you don't know. I'm like, well, I have two eyes. So tell me why I'm supposed to. Well, there's a lot you don't know, and you're not allowed to talk about it. Okay, well, everybody's talking about it. So your point is already retarded by saying you can't talk about it when every fucking body on the internet's talking about it. And they're like, well, you need to do some research. And I'm like, what if I've already done the research and I still don't buy it? Well, you haven't done the right type of research. What's the right type of research? The research in which you're going to, that I'm supposed to agree with every fucking retarded thing you say? Yet I'm constantly seeing, Jewish establishments being attacked constantly. Now, that is happening. Now, then what the anti-Israel side says is, well, that's because they want you to believe it. It's actually Israel attacking them so that they make you believe. I'm like, you fucking people are fucking retarded, dude. I can't deal with you idiots, man. It's absolutely insane the hoops that these motherfuckers jump through to try to justify shit. It's fucking crazy. And again, the anti-Israel side is the most retarded group of people on the internet. Now, the pro-Israel side has been Shapiro, which makes them almost as retarded. Almost, but not quite. Not quite. Andrew CR says, I'm not American and I can't pretend to care about U.S. politics like I live there. That said, I do like that Anna Paulina Luna clip. I think that is the one thing that we as a society can all agree on, is that Anna Paulina Luna has a nice piece of ace. Okay? Simple as that. Graptar's Hammer says, Jeremy learned to recognize patterns in retail. Say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. No one is born racist. They work retail. It just happens naturally after that. Kevin Spears says, I voted for this, but as a veteran, please remember when you see them blow something up, someone died in that. I've seen it up close. It's not pretty. I 100% agree with that. When I see something like this, and again, I'm going to say something that I think is kind of obvious, but it's like, I'm a huge fan of Trump, obviously. Okay. I've been a fan of Trump for a long time. I'm going to be like, I think I'm a bigger fan of the meltdown that happens because of Trump than even that I'm a fan of Trump. I'm just a fan of people that cry about Trump. I love to watch them cry. I love to watch them whine. I love to watch these people fucking lose their shit. Literally lose their shit all the time based on halfway information. Sometimes the shit's not even true. Like, Trump is awesome. Trump is cool. Trump is a great president. He's a once-in-a-lifetime personality, all of that. I don't agree with everything Trump does or says, but I find him to be fucking hilarious and way ahead of the curve. He's usually 5 or 6 steps ahead of the people that are trying to take him down. The dude is next level. But if there's something I love more than Trump, it's the haters of Trump. I love to watch them lose their minds. And the more they lose their minds, the more that I want to lean into whatever upsets them, because it's so funny, because their feelings mean absolutely nothing to me. And so let's see if we got any updates really quick.
Really good, especially like this. When you have an attack, you're prepared for a vehicle-borne attack. You're prepared for a VBIED. You're prepared for an attacker with explosives and a rifle or a pistol or getting out. Those are the things you train for. And it's just, unfortunately, it's a fact of life. But I saw it happen in many countries I worked in, from Pakistan to Turkey. I was in Turkey when they blew up. I just left and they blew up the consulate, or tried to blow up the consulate. Guy with explosive vest walked up and blew himself up there. The hotel in Pakistan, the Hilton, was blown up. The Ritz-Carlton down in Jakarta was blown up. All of these places where Americans frequent. It's just it's one of the things we have to be prepared to.
So if you're just tuning in, we got 2 situations. We got one in Michigan with a synagogue, and we've got another situation at Old Dominion University. This is an update from someone that has said that they have family members linked to the university. 3 shot at ODU, 2 in critical condition. Shooter likely self-deleted. Woke DA at end of press conference said people shouldn't have access to guns. That sounds about right. What the hell's going on with this camera? What the hell?
Said because they were afraid of Islamophobia, they were afraid of political correctness. And that's one of the biggest dangers here, too, is that we don't say something because of what we perceive other people might think. We've got to get past that and say, look at it factually, look at it clinically. Here's somebody arming up with weapons. That's not natural. I need to say something to somebody.
Doc Hollywood for a proper 199. Says, what the F, Jeremy? You're going to talk about Anna Paulina Luna and not show pictures? Come on, man. I like your thinking. Let's
just dial in here because the sheriff is
hang on just a second, because this is live. Give me just a minute.
What we know so far.
It'll happen.
A car came to the facility, breached the facility by driving into it, was engaged by security. We believe there is one individual deceased in the vehicle. It's been complicated because there was some fire, to say the least, with that vehicle. We believe that individual is deceased. No kids, this is the important thing, no kids or no staff was injured whatsoever, okay?
This is
So
in
we have
Michigan.
no victims other than one of the lead security people was hit by the car and was taken to the hospital for treatment. That individual should be okay. So far, that's our information to this point. We have agencies from all over. Obviously, AETF is here.
Okay, so that's the update from Michigan. Doc Hollywood dropped the proper 199, and guess what? Anna Paulina Luna shows up to celebrate. Lord have mercy. That's America's ass right there. That's America's ass. And it's a very, very good ass. Okay?
Accounted for everybody that we believe was in the building at the time. So we're on path to continue to maybe pivot to, is there anybody else involved, and the investigative side of what's happened.
So did you confirm that it was security that shot and killed the suspect here?
Well, we can't say what killed him at this point, but security did engage the suspect with gunfire.
Did the suspect have a weapon?
We can't get into a lot of that stuff, but he breached the building, drove down the hall, and
Dude, the internet. So the chat is calling this guy Bill Belichick. Holy shit. The internet is savage. Oh my goodness. He does look like Belichick.
Vehicle?
That's what it appears at this point.
What do we know about this fire?
Something ignited in the vehicle. That's a work in progress. We're, through an abundance of caution, clearing the vehicle for IEDs or any explosives. We've got a significant number of bomb dogs on site, bomb techs on site, and all of that's going to be done to check the boxes. We have deployed resources all across the county, just in case, out of an abundance of caution, that there may be a secondary site, but we don't have any information at this time to believe that. So we want people to take a breath. No one was hurt. We're on top of it. The chief and his team got here fast. Everything that was supposed to happen happened. Security did their job, and then the responders did theirs.
Was it a Michigan vehicle?
Sheriff, what did the call come out as?
I believe it came out as an active shooter. Yeah.
Where and when did you actually neutralize the threat? Where was it? Where was it?
The vehicle's in the hallway of the building. It's inside the building.
He was shot right there.
Again, I can't tell you what he died of until we get a little further. We haven't actually gone into the car. It's still being cleared.
So we do know that the security guard shot this
shot
at them, but it's unclear if he was killed by
because in situations like this, you never know if somebody's trapped. Sometimes they kill themselves. So the suspect was engaged. Was it the same? It's the clearest sentence I can give you.
What is the condition of the security
officer? From information I got, he should be okay. He was knocked unconscious.
I'm not getting out.
So the different security officer who fired the shot.
There were multiple security officers on scene, and the one that was hurt was pulled from that area by his team.
Where's the car registered from? What?
We're not going to get into the specifics on the car at this point.
You see what type of car it is, sir? A truck or an SUV?
It was a truck.
Sheriff, this is West Bloomfield scene, the sheriff's scene. I know everybody's here.
Everybody's here, more than likely, based on a couple early pieces of information. The FBI may take the lead. That's yet to be formally determined.
Were there explosives in his vehicle?
That's yet to be cleared.
How much damage to the building from the fire?
That I can't even tell you. You couldn't even see the hall was completely clear. We had to send people in with gas masks to clear that area.
The car actually entered all the way into the building.
All the way in the building.
All the way in. Do we know how fast he was going?
It's hard to say how fast. I mean, he was traveling with purpose down the hall.
All right, that's all kind of, he's just asking irrelevant questions or answering irrelevant questions right now. So whatever, it is what it is. Pork says, I'm on my way to the Trump National Golf Course in SoCal. It's the best golf course I've ever been to. Great food. About to have a Trump burger. Let us know how it goes, brother. That sounds awesome. Mr. Andrew says, things would be 100 times worse with Kamala in charge. Well, that's true. Daniel says Nintendo drafting up papers as we speak. Little Jim Salo says maybe these Europeans should worry about the shitstorm happening over in their countries, allowing mass illegal immigration and attacks against them. Richard Simmons says, fun fact that the L in LGBTQ stands for libertarian. Libertarians and gay is the same thing, right? So kind of just, it makes sense. Happy Beardo 199 says, can we watch some losers, libs crying about Trump? Well, that's just Twitter every day, but we can. Steve says, when you fill your nation with warring tribes, you get warring inside your nation. Rather, I would prefer our own tribe of our own making. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, Tyler Oliveria started noticing it cost him all of his sponsors and Patreon. He covers controversial topics all the time, but God's Chosen was too much. Yeah, I mean, again, so that's the thing about, like, the people that like to ask questions, that's what the anti-Israel crowd is all about. I'm just asking questions. It's interesting how that group never asks questions of people that pull these I've been banned for X, Y, and Z. So my initial thought behind that Tyler Oliveria or whatever is this guy, I've never been like, I see his YouTube content. And if you look at his YouTube content, it is highly fucking clickbait bullshit that he actually goes out there and does some crazy shit. Okay. But if you look at his channel, okay, Mr. I'm Being Silenced has 9 million subscribers on YouTube, and he gets 8 million views, but you can't talk about Jews, but he just got 8 million views, but you can't talk about him apparently. Look at this shit that he puts together, okay? But apparently he's being silenced. Okay. Yeah, this guy really looks like he's being silenced. Wow. Man, nobody's allowing this guy to talk. This guy has no voice. This poor guy has no voice. He's being shut down. So the group that likes to ask questions, now suddenly Tyler had a website ready to go as soon as he got banned from Patreon. And he got all of this support after he got banned from Patreon. And guess what happens now? Now he doesn't have to go through the Patreon cut. And he has more people supporting him directly on his own website, so he's making even more money. But the people that ask questions don't go like, is this guy just, working his grift? And if he is, more power to him. But this doesn't look like a guy that's being silenced to me. I can't talk about these things, guys. I'm only getting millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking views, but I can't talk about it. It makes no fucking sense, man. People are just retarded. Simple as that. So, his video says they tried to silence him. It backfired. Yeah. That's called grifting 101. Are you like... The fuck, man? These people are just, oh man, this guy got shut down by the Jews. It must be true. Like, good Lord, man. Mars Bar says, isn't Nintendo suing the administration over tariffs? I think the Wii Sports Epic Fury ad might be an FU to Nintendo response. I mean, they are, but so are like 200 and something other companies. Nintendo just joined in with, hundreds of other companies. So there's a lot of companies that are trying to sue the federal government right now. Let me see. Let me see this. Hang on. Are you not grifting when blaming Muslims for everything? Come on. Yes. I mean, is that clear enough for you, or like, do you need me to say it more? Yes. Next. You got me. Oh boy. My entire audience is going to abandon me now. Woo. Man, I've been exposed. It's over, guys. Good Lord.
history, and we don't know at this point if it's connected to what's going on in Iran. But just when you look at what's happening here, it happened at a Christian church in Michigan not long ago. There was another attack at another church a year ago. Does it make any sense not to fund DHS?
No, John, we should have funded the Department of Homeland Security weeks ago. We need Homeland Security on the job, protecting our borders, enforcing our immigration.
He followed up. He says, well, shame on you. Shame on you. No, it's shame on you. So, like, again, you need to understand that I will be whatever you think I am. I don't care. You can think I'm anti whatever. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter to me, you stupid fuck. So if that's what you believe, I'll just help you believe it. My job is to not buy into your delusions. My job is to help you believe whatever retarded shit that you want to believe. And if you want to believe something and accuse me of something, I'll just say, yeah, because I don't care. Because your feelings don't matter. If you're stupid enough to think something of me, then just go for it. That's why I say I'm paid by Israel, because people accuse everybody of that on the internet that doesn't give their opinion. It doesn't matter what anybody fucking thinks. Who gives a shit? Heavy D says, reporter to sheriff. Did the shooter have pronouns? Zero says, Muslim grift tax. Twisted Clown says, grifting tax. Let's see. Garfield's Venture says, what you said, Jeremy, didn't disprove what I wrote. His Patreon was banned and his sponsors withdrew support after the Tiny Hat video dropped. So this is the first time he's ever talked about Jews, right? Tyler Oliveria. This is the first time. This is the first video he's ever made. This is the first time he's ever criticized Jewish people in history, right? And we're going to go with that narrative. This is the first time he's ever brought it up. Is that what we're going to believe? Let me see here. I got a new Kino clip for you, says Preon Corpse. It was the second time he did it? Wow. So he got away with it once. Okay. Well, you wonder why YouTube leaves him monetized. Why would YouTube leave him monetized? He is monetized, right? Does he have a monetized YouTube channel? Let's see here. I don't know how, because I have premium, so I don't know to look and see if he's monetized on YouTube. So I don't know if somebody can confirm that or not. Could somebody tell me if he's monetized on YouTube? He's monetized on YouTube, but the Jews are trying to silence him. Okay. So for me to understand this, so this guy, the Jews want this guy taken down. So in order to hurt him, they took down a platform where he has a significantly smaller audience, but he's completely fine to get tens of millions of views on the biggest video sharing platform in the world. Okay, that makes sense. Good Lord, these fucking people will believe anything, man. They really will. Hey, in order to silence this guy, let's find a smaller platform that he's on and take him down there. We'll leave his bigger platform up so he can continue to grow and he can continue to get the word out. But let's take him down on the smaller platform. That works. Okay. By the way, who do you think runs Rumble? Who do you think runs Rumble? I have an email that tells you who's running Rumble. I have an email for Rumble telling me why they couldn't have a meeting with me because it was a Jewish holiday. Yeah. Rumble was like, hey, can we move our meeting back? There's a Jewish holiday coming up and a lot of our top people are going to be away. Oh, interesting. But the Rumble chat over there is like, yeah, the Jews are running everything. That's why we're on Rumble. Okay. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. I got that one. Fault 199 Gaming says abandoning Jeremy tax. No one would pay 199 loyal. Oof. Rumble chat most affected. Oof. Mar Millen says, Jeremy is such a method actor for his grifting craft. He went out to find a boyfriend to perfect the chat, calling him gay for years. Doc Hollywood says, has it been a year already? Damn, it has. Okay, I've gotten a little sidetracked on grifting and let's see, hang on. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, Jeremy, you are monetized on YouTube. Does that mean that there aren't leftists still trying to get you demonetized for hate speech and bigotry? I never said that a specific situation about Israel trying to take me down because they control everything. That's the argument from the anti-Israel crowd, is that the Jews control everything in America. They control every politician. They control every major social media platform. They control the porn sites. They control everything. That's the narrative. Correct? Isn't that the narrative? Except for Rumble. They don't control Rumble. Yet Rumble couldn't have a meeting with me because it was a Jewish holiday. They don't control Rumble, Jeremy. Like, what? Classic Stangler versus Jeremy's grift is real. Southeastern Kaiju says, funding the government won't make some people less violent. Let me see. Okay, so they do control all of them. So again, why are they taking Tyler Oliveira down on Patreon but not YouTube? They took Alex Jones down on YouTube. Why haven't they taken Candace Owens down on YouTube? Why haven't they silenced all these other people? Why aren't they taking down the Hodge twins on YouTube? Why aren't they taking down all these other people? I'm just trying to, I'm just asking questions, anti-Israel crowd. I'm just asking questions. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to ask questions, right? Yet suddenly when I start asking questions to the anti-Israel crowd, they don't like when I ask questions. I thought that's what the anti-Israel crowd wanted. I'm just noticing and asking questions. And the anti-Israel crowd suddenly doesn't like when you notice and ask questions. It's interesting when I throw your logic right back in your face. You don't like it very much, do you? Oh, you don't like it. Okay, next up, we do have very, very, very popular in the Israel crowd, Thomas Massie right here. Now, what's interesting here, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie both had some interesting things to say about Trump in 2022. At MTG's urging, Massie does his Trump impression and calls when Trump threatened him for being a grandstander. After listening to this interview, it seems that they definitely didn't think that Trump would ever be back in the White House.
Back to Thomas's story.
How much of this do you want me to tell?
It's up to you.
Oh my gosh. I had President Trump yelling at me.
Oh my. It was in March of 2020. It was the shutdown. No one knew what COVID was going to do. Everyone was freaking out. They didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So President Trump was pushing through. Thomas Massie was trying to say, no, we have to do this correctly. We still have a constitution. It has not gone away. And I'm proud of him. I totally support him for what he did.
So he said he would, on the phone, he told me he was going to come at me like I'd never seen, never in your life before have you seen the way in which I will come at you.
Trump, that's awesome.
Yeah, he said, I'm coming at you like you've never seen, never in your life before have you seen the way in which I will come at you. And then he said that I was I didn't know what that meant, but before I got back to my seat, I found out. He said I was a third-rate grandstander.
On Twitter.
He tweeted about you.
On Twitter, yeah.
And you're in trouble when that happens.
Yeah. Ooh. And that I should be thrown out of the GOP. And the press wanted to know what I had to say for myself. That my own president had called me a third-rate grandstander. And I looked at him. I said, I was offended. I'm at least second-rate.
So I do agree with what Mays says right here is that basically it feels like they never thought that that Trump was going to get back in power. Now, what's interesting here is a guy that I like as far as his Twitter account goes, Nick Sortor. He's kind of telling on himself right here. The fact that the GOP decided to run a geriatric never Trump retard like Ed Gallarain, I think's his name, in Kentucky is very telling. The guy gives me Joe Biden vibes. Can't properly read a teleprompter. So I'm like, this guy was a never Trumper? That's interesting. I mean, I can't pretend that I know much about this guy. And all I can say is consider the source for what I'm about to say. So somebody asked our favorite AI tool, Grok. Where is it at? Gotta find it. Okay, so Grok, is it true that this guy was never Trumper? No, not the classic never Trumper sense of vocal opposition or crossing party lines to back Democrats. He switched his registration from Republican to independent in May 2016, right after Trump became the presumptive nominee, and stayed independent until 2021. He wasn't a public critic of Trump, but he also didn't support him during those years. That is not a never Trumper. He was not a Trump supporter, but that's not a never Trumper. But J.D. Vance was a never Trumper. Today, he's running a full-throated Trump ally, Trump personally endorsed, blah, 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 blah. So again, if this is true, by the way, I'm not saying this is, consider the fucking source. With that said, I don't think this guy is a great candidate by any means. And I talked about this yesterday when I saw him up on stage. If Trump did not endorse this guy wouldn't even have, like, this guy has no aura and no energy whatsoever. But with that said, Trump did endorse him, and so it's going to put a lot of attention on him. I'm still not convinced that he is going to compete with Massie, but to call him a never Trumper in the sense of what we call never Trumpers, I think that's very misleading based on the information that at least we saw right there. But it's clear that Nick Sortor definitely is a Massie kind of guy. And I think Massie is just as bad, if not worse, than Democrats at this point in time. But, you know, that's where we are with that. Very interesting. And of course, Tim Pool actually, see if I can find it. Thomas Massie is a scholar and a gentleman. And why is Massie airing re-election ads insinuating that he's supported by Trump after spending months calling him the Epstein administration, Timbo? Yeah, I mean, Massie is just all over the place. And for somebody with principles, you supported the Me Too 2.0 movement. Somebody with principles doesn't really do that. So now we got, Tim Pool, who essentially what Tim is saying right here is, I really hope Massie comes back to my show. So, it is what it is. So I don't know. I am personally, and I'm not in the area, but I mean, just from the outside looking in, I think that it's going to be extremely difficult for this guy to defeat Thomas Massie. I think it's going to be extremely difficult. What would change your mind about Massie? Nothing. He's I was going to say it. Nothing. Thomas Massie's a loser. And the more I hear his supporters talk about principles, the more I just hate him even more. So no, there's nothing. There's nothing that would make me support Massie. He's a piece of shit. So yeah. Mark Miller says, you barely caught that. I did barely catch it. Brittany says, this podcast reminds me of a bunch of guys drinking beer and scratching their bellies in a garage man cave circa 1980. You have the virtual girly posters. God bless the 199. That's essentially what all of my streams are, is just people shooting the shit. That's what I think that's the way to go, man. Authentic conversations, shit talking, back and forth. That's it. Roland the Wretched says, Jeremy, you knowing me too well takes the fun out of the chat sometimes. I could never troll you because you would never take it seriously. So when I say you're a Mossad agent, I'm not trolling you one bit. Love ya, big Yeah, I'm on to your your method, Roland. So I hear you on that. I got that one. Andrew Sierra says, Luke, I'm a grifter. That's not true. That's impossible. Search your feelings. Poor Massie has always been a wannabe. Yeah, I mean, again, man, the guy just, he's just is all about himself. So whatever. Alex Aroke says, Jeremy's a grifter, but he's our grifter. Meta PC 199. Okay, let's get back here. I want to hear of any updates really quick.
Because that's a very, very sensitive thing to locate.
Just a bit of time left here, but you do think about the sheriff describing the vehicle ramming inside the building. He said that the suspect was traveling with purpose. You can only imagine the speed with which they saw this person going through the building. They saw the video, the sheriff said. An amazing, Paul, to think just 6 weeks ago, the FBI conducted this active shooter attack prevention and preparedness. They did this with the clergy and the staff, and gosh, 6 weeks later, it became very real. Just a few seconds left, Paul.
Does show you that these defensive mechanisms that really come out of 9/11 and devolve down to the ground are so vital. And as I've said earlier on the air, the further we get from 9/11, the closer we get to 9/10. Yeah. And we always say, never forget. We have to not forget.
All right, Paul, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon, and appreciate your assistance with our coverage today.
All right, there we go. Okay, so right here, I have not heard this, but I'm interested to hear what Asmongold shouts out Elon Musk for saving free speech and shifting the timeline and buying Twitter. I generally agree with that, so I want to hear what Asmon says here.
If Elon Musk had not bought Twitter, I think that we would be living inside of the same cancel culture hellhole that we existed in before. I think the truth is that if Elon didn't buy Twitter, we would probably be still talking about how people need to get, their next booster shot. People need to get this next thing. It's scary. Yeah, no, think of...
And I've talked about this plenty of times, and this is what pisses me off, is that people get they're so tribal in people's opinions. People lack perspective. And this is where I feel like I'm very good at trying to keep perspective. I'm not a single issue voter. I think there's way too many pathetic single issue voters out there, and they lose sight of things. So it's just like the Alex Jones thing. Like, Alex Jones is kind of out there lately with a lot of his anti-Trump stuff. I don't care. Alex Jones has earned the right to say whatever the fuck he wants, because that dude has been at the forefront of everything for decades and decades and decades. I don't care if Alex Jones is kind of saying crazy shit right now about Trump and all of that. I don't give a shit. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. Okay? Because that dude has been in this game for longer than anybody. All right. And on the side of it, there's different perspectives. Adam Sandler. I think Adam Sandler makes terrible dog shit movies, but you know what? He made Happy Gilmore. He made Billy Madison. All right. He made Little Nicky. All right. Whatever Adam Sandler does for the rest of his life, it doesn't matter. He's given me so many great films that I don't give a shit how fucked up and weird he is. He's actually a pretty decent dude, all things considered. Jack and Jill might have been a little too close to over the line. But my point being is that some of the great Big Daddy's another one. Like, the list goes on and on. Waterboy, and all these movies. So people like Adam Sandler makes dog shit movies. I don't care. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's earned the right. Okay. Elon Musk buying Twitter. Elon Musk has done the thing that no other human being on the planet had the ability to do but him. And this is what's important. All right. Everybody, there's always going to be a pope. There's always going to be a president. There's always going to be a new CEO of a company. There's always going to be a number one quarterback in the NFL. There's always going to be this, that, or the other. But there's only one Donald Trump and there's only one Elon Musk. And the position that these two men were in, these guys could have lived a comfortable life for the rest of their life with not one single worry ever. Donald Trump did not have to run for president. Donald Trump was world famous, billions of dollars, businesses everywhere, golf courses everywhere, literally had the world in his palm of his hand. And he decided, I want to make America great again. Like that's something that nobody else can say. Elon Musk, richest man in the world, loved by Hollywood, loved by the mainstream media, loved by the left, loved the world over, until he decided to start speaking out against this whole trans movement and woke nonsense. And the move to buy Twitter has fundamentally changed everything. And it may be the single most important moment outside of Trump, because Trump is just Trump. But outside of Trump, Elon buying Twitter is probably going to go down as the single most important decision in the last probably 10, 20 years. Because it has shifted everything
about it. Because Elon buying Twitter was the crack in the dam of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And for the longest time, you could not express yourself on any platform. Instagram was censored. Facebook was censored. TikTok was censored. YouTube was censored. Twitter obviously was censored. Reddit was censored. So there was no place on the internet where people with these minds could come together and congregate and have an opinion on anything. And I think that what that led to is that basically there was a complete shutdown on that ideology. And if it wasn't for Elon effectively strong-arming and buying Twitter and saying, no, this isn't going to happen, I think that we would still be living in that world. We would still have to pretend like there's more than two genders.
And I do believe that Trump, I'm not sure Trump will be president in 2025. I don't think Trump wins. I think Trump wins any free and fair election. What I'm saying, though, is that I believe that without the purchase of Twitter and without this shift of social media, they could have covered it up again. So it's so important. And I don't care what Elon says. I don't care what Elon does. I don't care how crazy he gets. He has earned a lifetime pass.
We would still have to pretend like, crime is a socioeconomic problem. We would still have to pretend and engage with all of these bad faith ideologies constantly. And so, no, and that's the reason why I've been very, very favorable towards Elon. I don't care about Path of Exile. Oh, we had somebody play his account in POE. I don't give a fuck about that. The guy saved freedom of speech. He did. And I think anybody who's not willing to acknowledge that is being totally dishonest. Elon buying Twitter completely was a timeline shift. He totally shifted the timeline by doing that. And you can see now, as soon as that happened, every other platform changed because all of those people that were being pushed down. And again, that is a glitch in the matrix that a, super billionaire buys one of the biggest free speech platforms, says, I don't give a fuck about making any money on this, and then lets people say anything that they want. This is not something that's random, or sorry, well, it is random, but it's not something that's within the scope of what you can even expect to have happen. The glaze, I think he deserves it.
Dude, donuts in the chat. Glaze the fuck out of Elon Musk. Donuts in the chat all day long, because this is a retardation of people on the internet. And they're like, I can't believe you're glazing Elon. Shut the fuck up. Elon deserves donuts in the chat. Glaze all day long.
I do. I will always be thankful for that. I will always respect Elon for that. And I think anybody who doesn't is so naive and short-sighted. It is insane. I am totally glazing him for that. Absolutely. I think it's amazing that he did it. And I don't know why anybody would even disagree. I mostly agree, but I also hate seeing those weirdos posting their opinions now. Well, those weirdos' opinions used to be undisagreeable. Like you weren't allowed to disagree with those weird.
Yes, as much as Twitter is equally as annoying as it used to be, but for different reasons, the fact that you can now have a back and forth, because you couldn't do that. Again, point blank, my account was banned for a year and a half on Twitter over copyright DMCA bullshit from Naughty Dog. I tried to get it back more times than I can count. It was never going to happen. I was never going to get my account back. The day that Elon officially took over, I submitted a counterclaim and they gave it back to me immediately. But it was a year and a half that Twitter had my account locked and gone. And until Elon, that was it. You know, it took Elon getting it. And I'm just one case. There's millions of other cases of that same thing, or maybe not millions, but hundreds of thousands.
Weirdos before. Those weirdos had a complete lockdown on all discourse. Nobody was able to say anything to contest those weirdos. Like those people that think that, they think that they're, remember whenever Twitch put that person in charge of the Trust and Safety Council?
The deer lady.
That thought that they were like a deer?
Yeah, the deer lady. Holy shit, that was a wild time right there. Hang on. The deer lady for Twitch was the weirdest shit ever. That was crazy. This person right here.
People are getting banned for using emotes I don't understand.
Internet mobs.
They want me to be fired. They are upset at me being trans.
Furries.
What's nice about forest creatures is that they'll sort of give you feedback on your scriptures.
Today we'll be looking at the story of a trans deer woman that rocketed to internet infamy. And 2 years later, we're left to wonder if any lessons were learned from one of the biggest controversies in modern gaming history.
The freaking deer lady. And it's a dude, but I'm just saying, like, the meme was the deer lady.
I mean, this is a mental illness. It's obviously a mental illness. And anybody who's pretending like it's not is engaging in a lie. So at a certain point back then, everybody had to play along and say, wow, that's crazy. Wow. Now we don't have to do that anymore. But Twitch has become increasingly less that way. Do you remember back a few years ago, whenever people were afraid to even saying the word retarded? Like, I mean, if I did my streams the way that I do.
And that's the thing too. That's why I am constantly like, all I do is use common sense. Doesn't mean I'm always right. Doesn't mean I'm always wrong. It just means that's my approach to everything. So when I hear all of this stuff, because do you know where the largest anti-Israel discussion has come from in the last 2 years? Do you notice how it's gotten significantly worse? Do you know why it's gotten significantly worse? Because Elon allows everything on Twitter. That's where it is all sourced from. The anti-Israel rhetoric has really started to congregate on Twitter, and it has blown the fuck up. Okay? Twitter's still on the App Store. Twitter's still in the Google Play Store. Nobody's taking them down. No, because you can't. You can't. People can say whatever the fuck they want.
Right now, if I did that 3 years ago, I would get permanently banned. I would be. 4 years ago, if I did this in 2021, I would be permanently banned in one day. I would. And I think everybody knows that. So, like, again, that's my viewpoint on it. That's the reason why I will always support Elon. That's the reason why I think that everybody should respect that. If you care about Western culture, Western society, freedom of thought, you need to say thank you for that. You do. And I don't think that people understand how big of an influence that had.
Yeah, it's weird to me that people still don't understand the significance of Elon purchasing Twitter. It fundamentally has changed everything, and we're never going to be the same because of it. And maybe people, like, again, maybe it's because people's minds in this social media world, this here today, gone tomorrow mentality that we have, where people just forget so quickly because the news cycle moves so rapidly. But I will never forget 2020. I will never forget what we went through. I will never forget watching Donald Trump, the sitting president of the United States of America, get banned on social media for saying something or for doing something he didn't even do. They banned the sitting president for something he didn't even do. And at that moment in time, I will never forget it. I was like, because I generally am a pretty optimistic person and I can look past the bullshit. But when they took Trump down and the election was taken and they took down Parler, because if you remember, Parler at the time was becoming a Twitter alternative and it got a massive jump and it was getting so big. I think I gained like 30 or 40,000 followers or something on Parler, like in a couple of weeks. It was fucking crazy. And so when they took down Parler, Trump got taken down. They took the White House from him. And at that point, I was just like, I don't know how we get out of this, dude. I really don't. I don't know how we move forward. If Trump can be taken down, what chance does some retard like me have? You know what I'm saying? And so it was a very, very dark time. And then, of course, you know, you had the COVID bullshit going on, the lockdowns, they were controlling that. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not sure how we recover from this. This is fucking crazy. And if it wasn't for Elon, I don't know where we would be. And I think people have just forgotten how bad shit was. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, hey, Jeremy, a Thursday stream, I actually caught it. Hail iDots, hail 199. Happy Jessica. Did I spell it right this time? Gonna give you a pass, John. You did. Okay. So we're good. We're good. All right. So I'm not gonna make you send me another super chat or anything like that. I would never do that to you, by the way. I respect you way too much, John freaking Murdoch. I would never call you out for misspelling anyway. It's just not my style. Thank you, John. Good to see you, brother. Skywalker DFS says, Jeremy, all you watch is Fox News. Try coming outside your safe space sometime. Are you going to dye your hair blue now? I saw many people responding because they thought this was for real. At least you got somebody to bite, brother. Let's see here. Skywalker says, Jeremy, stop using the R word. It's so offensive. Can you please be better than that? Fox News has cooked your brain. Hail to you, brother. Thank you, man. Big Wig Cthulhu says, who would have thought that the people who have been massacring and subjugating our people for 1,400 years would all of a sudden continue to do so? Crazy. Hey, it is what it is, right? At least I found out on Twitter that it was going on. A platform that has been embraced by every single publication and platform. He got me. Did he? Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Jimmy Ray says the Libertarians are desperately trying to hijack MAGA because their own party is a failure. That is good. That is a good point right there. I agree completely. Pork Chop Sandwich says, send me out there, coach. The Islamists love me. Okay, next up, let's go back. Let me see if we have any updates right here to my favorite news channel.
Michigan, massive police response that we saw. All of the roads that lead to this synagogue were completely full of cars and law enforcement officials, sirens everywhere after an armed suspect rammed his truck or her truck. We're still waiting for information on this suspect into the doorway of a synagogue where there were children that were inside, but they were, thank God, not harmed. But this vehicle actually went down the hallway of this synagogue. It's in West Bloomfield, Michigan, and it is Temple Israel, and it's believed to be the nation's largest Reform synagogue. Sources say that the shooter is believed to be dead in the vehicle. His body, according to the reports that we just got, badly burned. We know there was some sort of incendiary event. We don't know whether it was a gas tank or whether it was some sort of explosive. You can see on the bottom right hand of your screen how much this building is still smoking. So this was a very large incendiary event that came as a result of this. Thankfully, as I mentioned, no children injured, no staff injured. A security guard is in the hospital. We just heard from the sheriff on the scene that he was struck by the vehicle, but that he's expected to be okay. Let's go right to Alexis McAdams, our correspondent, who has all the breaking details on this story. Hi, Alexis.
Okay, real quick. So we have a little bit more information. Let me see. I haven't watched this clip yet, but breaking an OD. So we have a shooting at Old Dominion University and we have a shooting in Michigan. Okay, so we got a couple of different things going on. Breaking, an ODU student confirms the shooter who targeted 2 members of the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps was a Muslim man and a student at ODU.
Was the shooter? Did they describe those people at all?
The description of the shooter, they said he was a Muslim man. I know he was a student at ODU.
Was the shooter? Did they describe those people?
Well, that's just shocking right there.
Side of the car as they're searching that vehicle for IEDs and other weapons. Listen.
He drove in through doors with a vehicle. Something ignited in the vehicle. That's a work in progress.
There's Coach Belichick.
Of caution, clearing the vehicle for IEDs or any explosives. We've got a significant number of bomb dogs on site, bomb techs on site, and all of that's going to be done to check the boxes.
And it wasn't just the local law enforcement there that responded so quickly. It was that the synagogue had their own agents and their own armed security team. It's something we've seen in New York City and at synagogues across the country. This incident, though, happened right outside of Detroit there in Bloomfield, Michigan. It happened around 1 o'clock. Police say this armed person drove his truck right into the Temple Israel. It's one of the largest Reform synagogues in the country. The synagogue also has a preschool. It has an early childhood center, and they were able to get all of those kids and people out. No injuries have been reported, which is just amazing because this really could have gone even more south. More people could have been injured here and killed. Local police are trying to work this, but we're told that the FBI is expected to take over there on the ground in Michigan. And the fact there was so much extra security, the sheriff says, is really no surprise because there's been directed threats, not at this synagogue specifically, but said that there's been a heightened security alert for synagogues across the area recently with so much happening and so many different incidents involving the Jewish community. So Michigan's Jewish community, this is what the governor there, Martha, is saying. Michigan's Jewish community should be able to live and practice their faith in peace. Anti-Semitism and violence have no place in Michigan, and I'm hoping.
Okay, Whitmer. Thanks, Whitmer. We really care what you think.
And we know President Trump has been brief, but just covering so many protests, Martha, and covering all of these heightened awareness, threats across the country, it really brings it into perspective that this is what people in the Jewish community deal with. This is what they fear. That's why the synagogue said, we're going to buy our own security. We're going to have them armed. And that's probably what stopped this from getting worse, Martha.
Yeah. Well, thank God it's not worse, but there's a lot to dig into here. So let's bring in, thanks, Alexa.
Okay. So we have that going on. We're still kind of seeing how that situation plays out. We also have, what is this right here? Okay, got that. Oh, no. All right. So if you remember, I've covered Breaking Guthrie a lot on this channel. That's the Nancy Guthrie situation, the missing mother of Savannah Guthrie. And if you remember when that situation happened, a lot of the Trump critics accused that of being a distraction from the Epstein files. If you remember, okay, they're like, this is a distraction for something, guys. So now we've reached the inception of the distraction level. Okay. So if you remember, President Trump's critics said that the Breaking Guthrie story was a distraction from the Epstein files. Well, Whoopi Goldberg has said that President Trump started the conflict with Iran to distract from the Nancy Guthrie disappearance.
It's just nutty as hell. Mm-hmm. It's nutty as hell. Yeah. And you're right. Every day is something new. And it's, I was thinking about it yesterday because I thought, well, okay, Why haven't we been talking about Savannah Guthrie and what's going on there?
Yes.
Why haven't we not been Why have we not been talking about the Epstein files? Because that's still there.
Yeah.
This is meant to get us so worked up that we are unable to see anything else.
It's a very wag the dog feeling. Very wag the dog feeling.
It's just.
So there we have it. So Trump is going to war with Iran to distract from Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. What? Jesus. Holy crap. We have reached a new level of complete and total insanity. Oh my goodness. What are we doing, dude? What are we doing? So Nancy Guthrie, her disappearance was a distraction from the Epstein files. Okay? But then Trump decided not only are we going to use Nancy Guthrie's disappearance to distract from the Epstein files, never mind that Savannah Guthrie didn't like Trump. Let's not bring that up. So Savannah didn't like Trump, but that's okay. We're still going to use her mother's disappearance to distract from the Epstein cover-up. Okay. So then Trump says, well, you know what would be even better? Let me go to war with Iran because I've been talking about Iran since 1980. So let me go to war with Iran because I've been talking about it since 1980. And then that will distract from the Nancy Guthrie situation, which was created to distract from the Epstein situation. Okay. So just so you know, that's where we are.
Mom with a cell phone, and she was running really fast across the street. She didn't even see me or the other cars.
Joining me now on set here in New York, former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Tom Nides. Good to have you.
All right. I don't want to hear him. Nancy Guthrie is the cardboard Ayatollah. Speaking of that, we do have some confirmed speakers for CPAC, which I know a lot of you are very interested in. So we do have, in CPAC, again, so we have Steve Bannon, huge guest list so far. Steve Bannon's going to be there. Matt Gaetz is going to be there. The Ayatollah cardboard cutout is going to be there. So really good stuff. But one of the most important ones is JD Advanced cardboard cutout. It will be there, okay? JD Advanced cardboard cutout will be at CPAC, confirmed speaker. Get ready, because this is going to be a hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, another this is, again, shouldn't be surprising to many people, but confirmed e-girl who became Catholic 5 minutes ago, confirmed for CPAC. That's right. We don't know who the e-girl is, but she will become famous 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, she's a Catholic. We got to get her to speak. Hey, we need an e-girl here. Let's get an e-girl to come speak so we can show that we have women. We respect women. So that will be happening at CPAC. That's a very exciting situation. I never saw that one happening because CPAC never just finds the latest and greatest person, regardless as to who they are. They never do that. So now I will say there are smarter people than me. In fact, here's one right here. The Ayatollah was questioned.
But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Yes, I know that.
But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Yes, I know that.
So the cardboard cutout Ayatollah memes are still everywhere on the internet. They're the greatest thing that's ever been created. And it's been fun to watch for sure. Also, check this out. Okay. And this just kind of shows you the stupidity of where we are as a society. An Italian streamer in Japan said this Spanish word, which means friend to some fans. A passing black American thought he said, "Dun, dun, dun, Mrs. Obama, get down," and aggressively confronted him. You have 5 seconds to apologize before I slap you.
Oi, Japan, amica. Abbiamo preso il palo, sia io che l'americano, regolare. Palo. Questa era la 7, sì, era la 7. Mio fratello.
Bufalino 420 ha donato 1 euro.
Oh, grazie per l'euro.
Intanto buonasera,
Buonasera.
Luca. Sono entrato adesso, come sta andando oggi?
Oggi
Vedo
meglio.
che la connessione regge perlomeno. È un buon inizio.
No, mi dissocio.
No, bro.
You my friend,
Don't be
you.
saying my
No,
nigga,
no,
bro.
you my friend.
No, I ain't no fan.
Oh.
I ain't no fan, bro. I ain't no fan. This
No,
gonna be
wait,
my
wait,
shit.
wait.
Yeah, don't say my
Che cazzo vuole qui? Ma che cazzo vuole qui? No,
Don't say my nigga. Say I'm sorry.
ma you is my friend.
No. Say I'm sorry. On
No,
the
no.
chat.
Ah, your son.
No, you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry,
sorry,
for
sorry.
saying my nigga, right?
No. This is what I don't like for band. This no good. This.
Right. You said my nigga.
No,
Right.
no, mi dissocio. No.
What did you say over there? You said I'm sorry, right?
Sorry.
You're sorry for saying my nigga, right?
I don't speak.
No,
Okay, but
you
you
do
but
speak.
you
You
say-
said my nigga.
but you-
I heard you say.
No,
it.
no, mi
You got
dissocio.
5 seconds to apologize.
No,
and
no,
slap
no.
you
Sorry?
open hand.
No, okay.
Right.
sorry?
Where you
Say
going?
sorry.
Say I'm sorry for
Sorry,
saying my
sorry.
nigga.
Sorry.
Say,
Okay.
say
Just
it.
say I'm sorry.
What you
I'm
gonna do?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
He said he's sorry. He
You
said
sorry?
he's sorry.
It's no problem.
He said
Hey,
he's sorry.
I think per queste parole no.
He said
Sorry.
he's sorry.
Ooh, I should slap you
He said he's
anyway.
sorry.
boy.
He said he's sorry.
Ciao. Ma che cazzo vuole questo? Ma questo è uno scemo.
Absolutely insane.
Mi dissocio, ma che cazzo vuole? Che cazzo ha detto questo? Ah, vaffanculo, va sto deficiente. Sto coglionazzo, guarda.
So apparently the word that the black dude said like 5 million times, someone else is supposed to apologize for saying the word that the black dude said. Make it make sense. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I mean, I only say the word in traffic, so I'm good. It's fine. You know, plus I've got I got black friends that have given me a pass. So I'm good. It's like, I'm good. Do I have that one? I have an N-word pass in my wallet. So I'm good. It's no problem. Like, I'm in the clear. But I only say it in traffic because, I mean, why would you say it anywhere else? Well, okay, at the mall and at the store and playing video games, and pretty much whenever I'm sleeping, I don't say it, to my knowledge, and when I'm on YouTube. So mods are loving this chat right now. Mods, I'm sorry. I apologize. Don't get mad at me. Jess is probably screaming right now. She's probably pissed off. Sorry about that. So have to drive through. Okay, so here we have the latest from Tucker Carlson. Let's listen to what Tucker has to say.
This morning, I woke up to a smear campaign against me, claiming that I was somehow blaming Chabad, which is a Hasidic Jewish organization, for being behind the war in Iran. This couldn't be further from the truth. The smear campaign was obviously orchestrated by Israel. This morning, I woke up to a smear campaign, a bunch of lies that were being told about me that in our last episode, I somehow blamed the state of Israel for accusing me of blaming Chabad for being behind the war in Iran. This smear campaign was obviously orchestrated by Ben Shapiro, and we know that, we do. This morning, I woke up to the notion that I somehow, in my last episode, blamed Ben Shapiro, accusing him of being behind orchestrating and instructing Israel to falsely accuse me of claiming that Chabad was behind the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I would never blame Ben Shapiro for anything. I don't even know who Ben Shapiro is. Clearly, there's an effort to make me seem as though
I don't even know. Okay, that's really fucking good. I don't even know who Ben Shapiro is. Holy shit. That's so good.
of claiming that Chabad was behind the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I would never blame Ben Shapiro for anything. I don't even know who Ben Shapiro is. Clearly, there's an effort to make me seem as though I'm a liar, a manipulator, and someone who distorts the facts and the context of my episodes. It's disgusting and it's shameful. And it's very obvious to me that the people behind this kind of operation are Mossad, they're Bibi. They're people like Jeffrey Epstein who are operating posthumously, which I believe is possible. I believe that. I really do. And I've been told from multiple sources, by the way, that Mark Levin is involved as well. Like a lot of sources, like a lot. So at this point, you have Mossad, you have Bibi Netanyahu, who's one of the most bloodthirsty, evil, and dangerous people on the planet. I really believe that. I really do. And you have Jeffrey Epstein operating from beyond the grave posthumously, and that's possible. I think he might be in Tel Aviv. He might be. All orchestrating a smear campaign against me, instructing...
Dude, this is so good. I don't know who this guy, like, is this his Twitter account? Let's see. I don't think this is his Twitter account. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know who he is. But this guy, if this is him, I need to link his account because he is on point.
Ben Shapiro to instruct the state of Israel to put out the false notion that I somehow accused Chabad of being behind the war in Iran. This morning, I woke up to a smear campaign in which people were falsely accusing me that in my last episode, I was somehow accusing Mossad, Bibi Netanyahu, Jeffrey Epstein, who's dead, by the way, and Mark Levin of orchestrating this false notion that I somehow was accusing Ben Shapiro of orchestrating the Israeli government to peddle this false notion that I somehow was accusing Chabad,
who's dead, by the way,
of being responsible for the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I don't even know who those people are. Who are you? I would never blame people. I don't blame anyone. I would never do that. It's against my religion. It's clear to me at this point that this is a spiritual attack, a religious attack from Christian Zionists. This morning I woke up to this false notion, the smear.
Oh, Tucker was on top of the world 2024 campaign. I don't know if people remember this. It's easy to look at Tucker and clearly he has lost a ton of support. But if you go back, Tucker was so fucking respected after he was fired from Fox News. When he went to events, like he was getting huge ovations. He was getting, when he would Turning Point events, when he would go to MAGA rallies, like the dude was over the top. People loved Tucker. I was a fan of Tucker. Like I was in full support of him, man. No doubt. This dude has fallen far.
Campaign, implying that somehow in my last episode, I was accusing Christian Zionists of instructing Mossad and Bibi and Jeffrey Epstein and Mark Levin to instruct Ben Shapiro to coordinate with the state of Israel to orchestrate a smear campaign.
So that is his account, Ladybug? Okay, thank you. So this is his account right here. This is him. Okay. I'll give him a follow then. Thank you, Ladybug.
To falsely accuse me of saying that I thought Chabad, the Hasidic Jewish organization, was behind the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. This didn't happen. If you watch the episode, you can see for yourself. Never said anything like that. I never would say anything like that as a man, as a white person, as a Christian. It's against my religion. I don't even know what Christian Zionist means, like at all. I try to stay grounded based on the evidence. And for those who watch me on a regular basis, you can see that. Everything I say is based in facts. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. My show is grounded in sanity and reason. This morning I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I realized, oh, it's you. You're the smear campaign.
All right. So one thing that I am starting to realize is it's the same old song and dance from the same exact people that you would expect. And I talked about this yesterday. I covered the Megyn Kelly video where she was doing a breakdown of Piers Morgan and Ben Shapiro and their drama. And all of these people are from the same exact world. They're all mainstream people that have the ability. They have tons of money. They have tons of production. And they do great shows, like really highly produced shows. And they have the ability to make themselves seem more intelligent than they really are. They have the editing. They have the researchers that are in their ear, feeding them information in real time. And then they have the magic of the production team But ultimately, you're starting to see that they're still the same phonies that they always are. They've just used the YouTube platform to elevate themselves, but it's all starting to crumble right now. But that's really what we're learning about all of these people. Exactly, Ramtag. Unlike the high production of this show, because we have high production value. But yeah, so I mean, Megyn Kelly's sitting there. She's got, people feeding information to her constantly. I have Twitter. I'm literally sitting in front of 5 fucking screens right now. I'll take a picture of my fucking setup. Like my setup. Let me see if I can do this. This is my setup right here. Okay. Let's see if I can put this. See if I'm going to show this on Twitter. This is what I'm looking at right now. I don't have any fucking body like in my ear. I'm just a retard searching Twitter and trying to give you updates. And all these fucking mainstream people are just sitting there like, let's see here if I can pull this up. Jeremy's writers are illiterate. Gary and Beardo do better. That's pretty true right there. Let's see here. Okay, so basically, this is it right here. This is what I'm looking at. That's it. So I got a screen here on the bottom, screen there, screen up top for the chat. All I care about is my chat. I have 5 fucking screens with my fucking chat. I'm more concerned with my fucking chat than anything. So that's all I care about. You think these mainstream people have their chat pulled up? Hell no. And fucking cheap ass ring lights. Yep. We, the audience, are Jeremy's writers. Yes, that is very true. Fucking $20 fucking ring lights. Let's see. Oh, you feel important now? You should feel important. You should feel very important. Udite for 20 says, oh man, when you started that Tucker parody video, I was confused about who they were using AI, how they were using AI to combine his face. It took me a while to realize that it's not an AI meme, but a dude doing an impression. It was good too. It was on point. Thank you. I appreciate it. Michael says, Trump is using CobraCast as a distraction from the war in Iran. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Let me see here. Dumb old bear says, fuck news tax. Fucks news tax. Bob says, still no names. I'm sure they were both Irish Christians. Teresa says, did you hear that the son-in-law went into Nancy's house and started ripping it apart and remodeling? No, I did not. Is that for real? I 100% did not know that. So I have completely fallen off on Breaking Guthrie. I've just lost interest in it. Grindodrome says it's all a distraction from Pork Chop Gate. 8 o'clock says brought to you by the 80-year-old woman who would have chase stories to remain relevant. Nobody stopped them from talking about anything. Agreed. 2012 James says, I am legally blind attorney that takes pictures. I have some specific pictures that I would like you to have to give to those who have lost loved ones. Okay, hang on. I am legally blind attorney that takes pictures. I have some specific pictures that I would like you to have to give to those who have lost loved ones. I don't understand. I am completely lost on that one. Meek lies. You could send them to my email though. New Supreme Leader issued a threat statement today. Correct. And I do have that one pulled up to talk about. I just kind of got sidetracked by all of the news from the shootings. So here's what we have right here. This is the latest update from the cardboard Ayatollah right here.
Because Iran's new supreme leader issuing his, his first public statement. It was a written message that was read by an Iranian state TV news anchor. Trey Inks. Let me hand it over to you while I cough and you tell us what exactly happened. What did he say?
What's going on with Dana Perino?
Yeah, Dana, good morning. We're just getting this in right now. On Iranian state media, a presenter read a new statement from Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, and Reuters is reporting a few highlights from those remarks, saying that the supreme leader said in the statement, "We believe in friendship with neighbors and only target the bases, and we will inevitably continue." That is not true. We know that many Gulf countries have had their residential and civilian infrastructure attacked. Now, Iran's new supreme leader in this statement goes on to say all U.S. bases should immediately be closed in the region, and those bases will be attacked. He also says in the statement, again, that was presented on state media, he does not appear in the statement, that he calls on unity among the people of Iran and participation in Quds Day. Now, Quds is the Arabic word for Jerusalem, and this day normally falls on the last Friday of Ramadan. And so if my math is correct here, that would be March 20th of this year, the last Friday of Ramadan, when traditionally we have seen Iranian proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah launch attacks and also large demonstrations in the region. And so this is certainly something to look out for in the days ahead. But again, this is the first statement that we are receiving from Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. He speaks about the attacks on Gulf countries, also says that he will target U.S. bases in the region, and then also talks about the Strait of Hormuz. This is an interesting part here. And again, we are just getting these highlights from Reuters, watching state media in Iran. They're first coming out, of course, in Farsi. And Iran's new supreme leader goes on to say the closure of the Strait of Hormuz should be continued as a tool to, quote, pressure the enemy. And so the rhetoric that we are hearing from Iran's new supreme leader is quite similar to his father's rhetoric. Remember, Iran's former supreme leader was taken out in the opening strikes of Operation Epic Fury when this war began. And in those opening strikes, Mojtaba Khamenei's wife, mother, and one son were also killed. Again, the latest remarks, though, that we are getting from the supreme leader via state media, and we are quoting Reuters here, indicate that he will continue ordering the attacks on U.S. bases in the region and continue efforts to close the Strait of Hormuz. Bill, Dana?
And Trey, as you pointed out, Iran's new supreme leader said that Iran has, quote, warm relations with Gulf countries. I'm curious, how do you think those Gulf countries are going to react to hearing?
Now, I have very, very sad news for many of you. Reportedly, anyway, there was never an Ayatollah cardboard cutout. At least that's what Iranian state media is saying. So apparently it wasn't real, but I am going to disagree. So it led to some hilarious jokes right here. Then the Babylon Bee had their memes on it. Turns out it was fake, but now the real video, it says there was an issue loading the tweet. So the real video is apparently taken down. Holy fuck. So the real video has apparently been taken down now. Holy shit. Right there. The Iranian state media outlet SNN captions and reads that. I'm not even going to try to read it. But the funny part here is absolutely everything you see on the internet now could be fake. I'll leave you with one last thought. How do we know the real video from Iranian state TV isn't also made with AI? This is this is the craziest fucking story ever. But yeah, so I really don't know. I'm gonna go with the cardboard cutout is 100% real. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna say it is real. Is real. What am I saying exactly? Tune in next week to find out. But I'm going to say that it is real. We'll see, though. Either way, the memes have been glorious, and I've had a lot of fun kind of seeing the reaction to that whole thing. I meant to do a thumbnail of it, but did not. By the way, this is the coolest thing ever, okay? Hasbro G.I. Joe classified retro card Duke for America's 250th birthday version. That's right. 250 GI Joe celebration. I will be getting this. I will be displaying this. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Let's freaking go. Celebrating 250. That's what's up right there. Hell yeah, man. GI Joe. I'm definitely getting it. Definitely getting it. Let me catch up here. King of Jesters says that tomorrow was created to distract you from today. Nice try, God. Not falling for that one. 2012 James's pick was taken at 60,000 feet cloud Cobra. You can email it to me. I'll check it out. Miniature Von thinks is not telling you how to run your channel, Jeremy, but I think you're spending too much time with trolls. It's getting distracting and feeding them. It makes it way worse. Feel free to yell at me now. I would yell at you, Ministry of Wrong Think, but you've got enough problems as it is living your life as a gay man in America. So I don't really want to yell at you because you have enough problems as it is. Enough people are making fun of you, and I would never want to do that to you. So I'm not going to say anything negative towards you, man. I you know, clearly you are a sensitive, pathetic, fucking loser, and your whole family's ashamed of you, and you have no fucking friends. So I would never insult you for giving your opinion, though, man. I respect your opinion, and I would never, ever say anything detrimental to you. I would never disrespect you or anything like that. So thank you, Ministry of Wrong Think. In all seriousness, I can't even lie. Like, I do think that this show kind of got a little too, I told you that in confidence. Thank you, Ministry of Wrong Think. Hail to you, brother. No, in all seriousness, though, one thing that I've done, I think I've done a really good job of is not getting caught up in Twitter bullshit. I rarely tweet anymore. Even today, there was a lot of people that were a lot of foreign accounts that were coming at me. But I decided to not respond except for that one guy. But I'm like, I can't go down. I can't get caught up in this rabbit hole of Twitter bullshit, because you lose so much time arguing with people on Twitter, and it's just not beneficial at all. Not even close. Okay, we have some footage now. This is breaking news, seriously. We have breaking news. We have footage of what Operation Epic Fury looks like. First-hand footage. Here we go. First-hand footage. Oh, my goodness.
She's a very kinky girl.
Oh, man. JD Vance. I wonder. Listen, man, everybody not named Trump is just a normal human being. Trump is just not a normal human. Like, I wonder if JD Vance, I almost called him JD Advanced. I wonder if JD Vance has actually gotten to the point where he's just insecure because nobody knows him for who he is. They only know him for the fat JD Vance meme. Nobody cares about JD Vance. They only care about the meme. That's amazing. Poor guy. Vance Zilla. Yes. Vance Zilla. All right, let's see if we have any updates on this Michigan situation right now. Nope, we got a commercial apparently. Let's see. There we go. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at with this? Oh no, that's not. They're not even talking about it right now. Let's see if they're talking about it here.
And so many of us, whether you're Hindu, Christian,
We did want to make sure we're able to bring you that coverage here on Live Now from Fox. We did want to let you know that this incident happened shortly after the noon hour. A vehicle did drive through the front entrance of Temple Israel. That's a synagogue there in West Bloomfield. Ultimately, no civilians were hurt in this incident. There was a security guard, though, that was hit by a vehicle. They have since been hospitalized. We do expect an update on their condition in just a little while. But we also know the suspect in this attack is now dead. And so as we're continuing to learn information, more reaction is also coming in to our newsroom. I want to put this up on your screen. This is from Fox's Aisha Hasni, saying this: the president has been briefed on the shooting in Michigan, according to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. And so we are expecting to hear from President Trump. He has an event that's scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And so he might have remarks on this.
Okay, and look at here. From Old Dominion, Virginia shooter has reportedly been identified. Right there, reportedly been identified as a migrant from West Africa who got arrested in 2016 for giving support to ISIS. Imagine my shock. I'm so shocked, I tell you. I'm just so surprised. Man. All right, let's see here. Okay, so breaking, officials say the suspect in the Michigan synagogue attack had what appeared to be a large amount of explosives in the back of his vehicle. Thankfully, no one was injured in the incident, and authorities confirmed the suspect is deceased. So the suspect is deceased now, for the record on that. So earlier, it was believed that he wasn't, that he was still on the run, but apparently he is deceased right now. Yeah. Okay. Got that one. Oh, no. Oh, that's a good one right there. That is a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Holy shit. On sale at Walmart. You love to see it right there. See if there's any updates. So Michigan shooter is dead. Looks like the situation in Old Dominion is a migrant from Africa. So that's where we are on those. Dude. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Here we go.
Can't feel my legs. I have no legs.
Jeez, dude. This is out of hand. The cardboard cutout stuff is completely out of fucking hand. Holy shit. I'm not like a meme like this. This is like, hopefully this one keeps traction because it's so good. It really is. Now we've got Nintendo websites writing articles on what the White House uploaded. White House creates Wii Sports video to publicize Operation Epic Fury military campaign. A lot of these Nintendo fans are going to be fucking furious over the White House doing this, and I can't wait to watch. Going to be absolutely fantastic. That's why my tweet, I said that the meltdowns are going to be glorious. And if you have not seen it, this is the one right here. So music's so good. Holy what?
10. It's out of the park. 10. 9.
Oh my gosh, that is one of my favorite ones. That is phenomenal. And I expect Nintendo to be highly pissed off about that one. And do you know what? Nintendo, you decided to put your entire company behind the Black Lives Matter movement. So spare me your fucking tears. All right. The moment you decide to put your entire brand behind Black Lives Matter, get fucked. Zero sympathy for you to be like, our company is not used for political messaging. Yeah. Well, then why did you support Black Lives Matter? Okay. Simple as that. Nobody cares. Oh my goodness, man. These memes are just everywhere now. I can't get my entire timeline now is full of this shit. That's all it is. Here, Trump. I don't think this is going away, man. I really don't. Oh, it's too good. It's way too good. Skywalker DFS says, I tried. Let's see. I tried, Jeremy. I love you more than my wife. Bro.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened?
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That's one of the greatest memes ever. Andrew Ciar says, my tags. I'm not even going to say it. Not even going to say it. Greg Kirby says, Jeremy, make Vance cardboard merch and sell it. Honestly, I'm seriously going to I'm thinking about doing a cardboard cutout of me and just doing a stream. I think that'd be great. Cardboard Ayatollah emojis. You know what? Okay. I'm going to have to talk to Krista about that. She's probably not going to have any idea what I'm talking about because she's too wrapped up in Pokemon Pokepia. So I'll have to explain to her what it is. And I'll get her. Let me see. Let's see. I need a new emoji. See. Let me see if I can step her through this. Cardboard Ayatollah. She's gonna be like, what the hell is this? It's too good. All right, let's see. All right, I sent it to her. We'll see how long it takes. Let's see. Red Mage says, I swear his son Baron is coming up with these video ideas. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, rest assured, Jeremy, I still love my wife much more than you. Happy Jessica. I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to know that. Hang on. All right, there we go. But that does help me sleep better at night, knowing that you love your wife more than me. Unlike Skywalker DFS, how you like what's gonna happen in the divorce papers? I mean, like, I love a random streamer that's retarded more than my wife. Like, what the hell? Heir to the Empire says, Timu Tucker tax. Thanks for the laughs and keeping it light, Jeremy. Love it. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Andrew Sarah says that pic is fake. There's no Trump posters on the wall and no Trump body pillow. BMCCB says cheap ass ring light tax. Vic Chavez says shout out Italy saving Team USA. We winning it all. 8 o'clock says, but Jeremy Muhammad is a British name. Beastie Man says, holy childhood, we sports baby. Let's go. It is crazy hearing that Wii Sports theme on a Trump account. Nandy for 50 says thoughts on the Senate passing the housing bill. Apparently some GOP reps and Trump is against it. I'm not caught up on that one yet, so I'll have to look into that. There's just been so much news. So I did see that in terms of, Thune. Let me see if I can find this one. He is bringing the Save America Act to the floor next week. We also had John Fetterman say that he is against the Save America Act. So first, let's play this one. John Fetterman torches the Save America Act as unpassable in the Senate. Here we go.
Do you have time for a quick question on the Save America Act?
No, I mean, I've been very front and center on it. I'm not sure what the agenda is. Now, if they have a serious conversation, that's just provide basic ID to vote, like somebody that could support that.
Okay, and what is it about the current legislation that you have a problem with? Because you did support it before.
Because it has no chance of passing. Okay. So, put up something that has a chance to maybe even pass, unless you just want empty kind of show votes. If they want that, that's their prerogative. I'll be a reasonable Democrat to say showing ID to vote. That's 83% of Americans agree with that. 71% of Democrats do. Make sure that you want to know who people are voting. Regular ID, that's something I might get behind, not all the other things. So if you want a show vote, you'll get it, and then it has no chance of passing.
Do you think that if we implemented the talking filibuster, that it would have a better chance of passing?
No, I've been very clear about that. If they want to be serious about it, do it. Otherwise, you'll get your show vote that has no chance of passing. You want to make it, sir? You want to make it more secure, and do it the right way that have a chance of passing. Otherwise, it's just bad performance art.
Thank you, Senator. Do you have time?
So that's what he had to say. Leader John Thune, next week I will be bringing the Save America Act to the floor, and we will be having a full and robust debate.
Mr. President, later today, we will finish up the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, the latest piece of legislation in Republicans' affordability agenda. And next week, I will be bringing the Save America Act to the floor, and we'll be having a full and robust debate. So, Mr. President, what is the Save America Act? It is a package of common sense policies, the kind of common sense policies that should get an automatic yes vote from literally every member of this body.
But Nandy, to answer your question, though, I'm not caught up on this bill that you're talking about, so I'll have to look into that, and I can talk about it a little bit later. But I did want to, because I had so many things pulled up to talk about today, and you reminded me that I still had this to talk about. So, and then we also had Josh Hawley says that the Save America Act is stalled. It's not moving. It's stuck.
On the Save America Act, what's your message to Americans who are incredibly frustrated with the pace at which this is moving? I mean, it's virtually not getting done. Yeah. And now Thune is talking about not even implementing the talking filibuster the way it was intended to work. Yeah. Is there any way we can change this trajectory?
I think it's not moving. I mean, that's the problem. It's completely stuck. And for those who say, oh, this is wild, this is extreme. No, it's not. This is what we do in my home state of Missouri. We have voter ID. We have had for years. We have citizenship requirements. We have had for years. So this is not nuts. This is what most states do. It's just a few states who don't want to do it because they want illegals voting. I think the Senate should pass it. And I think, as I said a second ago, if Democrats want to stall this and don't want to vote on it, they should have to go hold the floor like it used to be in the old days. They can go and talk as much as they want, but sooner or later, they're going to run out of time, and then we would vote. And that's what I think we need to do.
But it seems like Thune specifically is, reluctant to move forward with implementing the talking filibuster.
Yeah, I'll let him speak to that. I mean, I would just say that my view is that this is extremely important, and it's just a myth that to make people actually go and defend their position on the floor is somehow a great break with Senate tradition. That's not true. This is how the filibuster's always been implemented. You want to stall something, you can go to the floor. Ted Cruz once read children's books on the floor, for heaven's sake. So that's how, you can ask him about it. So that is how it's traditionally done. And now Democrats say, well, we don't want to do that. If you make us do that, you're breaking the Senate. No, we're not. This is how the Senate's supposed to operate. But we should. should do something. And my concern right now is on a lot of things. We're just not doing anything, and we need to.
So that's the update on that. And so next week will be interesting to see what happens with this. But this is priority number one for, for the Trump administration right now and President Trump. There it is right there. Krista just updated. There it is. The Ayatollah cardboard meme in the house. So there we have it. So everyone can thank Krista for that. Appreciate her. And thank you, Nandy. I'll follow up with you on my later stream tonight. John says everyone on FNT tomorrow should be a cardboard cutout. It would still get more ratings than Star Trek Academy. Ministry Ron thinks says the cardboard memes were so bad for Iran's image at this point. It would have been better optics if they just let their leader take the hit. It is so true. Pork chop sandwich says Fetterman leaves out the fact that the states like California give CDL licenses to illegal immigrants. Just using a state ID doesn't cut the mustard. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Vesk says, quote, Jeremy, I watch you all the time. Are you still supporting Trump tax? Yeah. This idiot's like, I watch you all the time, Jeremy. I was just memeing on saying like you're supporting Trump now. Shaky Owens says, the lack of evidence it was Israel proves it was Israel. Twitter tards. Correct. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says 8 Crazy Nights. Adam Sandler movie. Munchie Ninja says Trump kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. I knew it all along. I told you guys Trump was involved. Waffle Master on Rumble says I paused my divorced dad playlist on Spotify for this. What's going on? Well, hopefully you were entertained. Hopefully. Time will tell. But with that, we're going to end it. We got another stream coming up later tonight. Again, don't forget, MegaCon is happening next week from Wednesday until Sunday. My schedule will be completely hit or miss because I will be tied up with all of this MegaCon stuff. It doesn't mean I won't go live. It just means that my live streams will be hit or miss between Wednesday and Sunday. So when I can go live, I will go live, but we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. Now, we will be doing live streams of the panel. We will have a full panel upload of everything that we have going on. We'll have that in high quality, good microphone quality. We'll also have the crew. Probably Beardo and Krista will probably be the live stream crew. They'll be running around the meetup and the cons and all of that. So please make sure that you support the live streams over there on Geeks and Gamers next week. But the website has all of the programming stuff updated, geeksandgamers.com. KMan just dropped a link right there. So looking forward to it, everybody. So thank you. Another stream will be happening tonight, and I'll update you on more stuff. Mod Eric says, what gets more pokes, Jeremy's Trump body pillow or MCU fans Krista body pillow? Thank you, Eric K. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night, and I'll see you up. Zwanny just dropped 10 gifted memberships. Look at that. Zwanny, who dropped a $400 super chat last night. All right. Like insane, by the way. Stormbreaker says, Jeremy, what did you say? Hang on. You said, Jeremy, I know you don't drink, but do you smoke cigars? I don't. I don't smoke anything. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that shit. But I eat Culver's double cheeseburgers too much. So, but again, Zwanny, $400 super chat. Are you kidding me? Packy Proton says, tagged you in a cardboard cutout, Jeremy. Uh-oh. Wonder what that looks like. Let me see what we have here. Why don't I see it? I'm looking to see it, but I'm looking for your tag. Was it earlier or what? What is this right here? Okay. I don't know. I don't see it packing protons. So just now, okay, I'm looking on my mentions, but I don't see it. I don't know why I don't see it. I see your tags all the time, but I don't see this one right now. Trump's streaming right now. Is he streaming right now? Hang on. Fucking hell, there's always something going on. Oh, fuck that. I'm sorry. I love you, Trump, but I'm not covering Trump and the first lady at a women's history event. Fuck all that. If you guys want to go watch that bullshit, you can. I don't give a fuck about some women's history event bullshit. You know what? Zwanny history, because she dropped $400 last night and 10 get the memberships now, but I don't give a fuck about some women's history event. So no, I'll pass on that one. So Heavy D says, you definitely don't smoke polls, Lord Jesus. Packing protons, I'll find it and we'll look at it later. And I'll see you guys for the later stream tonight. So have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.